Hey, it's Tim's 9:30. U.S. markets opening up. China had a big night last night, despite the fact that people have been consumed all week with the increasing policy moves against property prices and lending standards. But we're up about 1.5% in Shanghai yesterday, and despite the fact that India was down, the rest of the region continues to shrug off. And again, India's move was a function of the rate change that came after the market closed in India the day before. So that's old news on some level. The follow-through out of the Fed, I think, was enough for emerging market consumers, emerging market players to feel the export story is alive and well. The commodity story outside of gold and maybe some of the overheated softs are going to continue to find a steady path higher. In fact, copper's up about 2% today. It's one of its best showings. It's back up to 435, and I think you will see a return to some names that have been sold down appropriately, the Freeports of the world, the names that we've talked about. In the ag space, potash had huge numbers out this morning in the States, which underscore even a world where you get a supply response in the underlying soft commodities, which I do think can pull back. The tailwind of higher prices for farmers meant that they have the money to spend on fertilizer. The crop yields and the ability to continue to develop their land is something that I think is more than just a cyclical play. It's a structural play, and it's something that we're gonna find over the next couple of years leads re-rating in a number of these names. Expectations by potash were that they're going to see EPS growth of 13 to 15% this year over what they had already guided. So watch for that one to be up quite big today. And finally, the numbers out on the macro side, despite Japan's downgrade, which I think is a bit of a yawner, the numbers in the States took a bit of a pause this morning, but the reality is that despite what the Fed said yesterday, we still have an unbelievably interesting environment to invest in equities where rates are this low, inflation is not a problem yet, and you've got real growth coming through. Thanks.